There is certain moments of my life where I want to find game developers and just really punch them in the face. And I woke up this morning and that person is Konami. What the hell happened? Welcome, guys, to the very first episode of Blastcast, a kind of monthly or weekly, I haven't decided yet, little vlog about me talking about, game news and things that interest me, and hopefully there'll be things that interest you too. But today, which is May 4th, we are talking about Konami. They're a company I've had a beef with for a while. They aren't really doing a good job of marketing their stuff or releasing good games. It really makes me sad because I'm a big fan of Metal Gear and Silent Hill, and so I wake up this morning and I got an email from a buddy, and apparently a couple days ago Konami announced that they're canceling Silent Hills. So for those of you who don't know what that is, it was a new Silent Hill game that featured Norman Reedus, Guillermo del Toro, and Hideo Kojima. Quite a lot, quite a nice mixture of people. And it just really makes me angry because how do you fuck up a game like that when you have such a star-studded crew working on it? Especially after they hyped it up with the demo. And what an amazing way to showcase your game like that. That demo was amazing, and I loved playing it, and it scared the hell out of me. And it had that cerebral kind of I'm gonna mess with you, but it's scary at the same time attitude that was a staple of Silent Hills games. And then when it panned out to the actual game, and it was Norman Reedus, I even got more excited because I really like Norman Reedus. I liked him in Boondock Saints, and I liked him in Walking Dead. I was really upset, to hear that they canceled it, especially after I was looking forward to it, for so long, because, let's face it, I haven't played a good Silent Hills game in a while, and, I think one of the things that pissed me off before this was the Month of Madness. I thought that was, insane. For those of you who don't know what that is, Konami, announced a couple months ago, a couple years back, whatever, that they were going to release 3 Silent Hills games in 1 month. That's right. They would release 3 games in 4 weeks, and they did it. However, it was done very badly, and the games weren't that great. There was not a lot of press around it either. For some reason, Konami has a giant problem with press. Like, you have a lot of game reviewers and journalists not being able to get review copies. No one gets back to anyone from Konami. I don't know what they're doing. There's reports there's infighting with Kojima. I don't know what that's about. It's a lot of crazy shit. There's new time problems too. Never Dead sucks. Castlevania Lord of Shadows sucks, and it sucks so bad I'm surprised they made a sequel, Lord of Shadows 2, because that makes goddamn sense. 2015, the PS4 came out last year, and they've made literally 4 games for it in 2014 and 2015, and it's literally a Metal Gear game, a soccer game, and another Metal Gear game. Just like, is that all you're going to do from now on? Is just whore out those franchises, the Silent Hill games, the Metal Gear games, and the soccer games? Because honestly, if you're a developer and you have any new ideas that don't follow those 3, then you're basically screwed when it comes to Konami. I mean, best example of this bullshit is that, Blades of Time. You had Tech Fuji working on it, and I think if I remember correctly, they only announced it like a week before that game came out. Just like, what the hell? I don't understand. Like, do they forget that they release their own games? I mean, yeah, they're not exactly known as a developer. I mean, they're like Activision. They release games through them from other developers, but still, how do you give such a little shit about the things you're making that you don't even care about release dates? I can't fathom, how much bullshit they're going through. And, there's lots of talk that the guy in charge right now is, on a giant power trip, and he's making a lot of problems for the people under him. There's a lot of, reports that the people working under him are not very happy, and that they're overworked and they're overstressed. I have to assume that those stories are correct because the amount or the quality we're getting from Konami right now is not very good. I mean, again, it's just Metal Gear, Soccer, and Silent Hill. And now a new Silent Hill isn't even coming. They canceled it. Why? Why would you cancel it? You had Norman Reedus, Guillermo del Toro, and Hideo Kojima working on one game, and you don't release that. What is the point? I mean, you overhyped it. I played the demo. If you had just made a Silent Hill game like that demo, it would have scared the hell out of me. But nope, can't do that. I have a sneaking suspicion that the reason they canceled it had to do somewhat in part from Hideo Kojima. When Konami came out and they started talking about the Kojima incident, they didn't really talk about it. All they really said, was Kojima will finish Metal Gear 5 and Metal Gear will continue. They're not saying he's going to be involved. So I have to assume that Kojima is definitely leaving, Konami. But of course, the Metal Gear series belongs to Konami, so now I have to sit here and I have to feel incredibly sad that the one guy that made, Metal Gear great is now leaving, and they've fucked up, Metal Gear in the past, like releasing a demo that you had to pay, money for. If I remember correctly, that demo was worth $40. I mean, that's just fucking stupid. I mean, $40. You charged $40 for a demo. What the fuck is that? Who's gonna wanna pay $60 for a game after spending $40 for a demo? Do you understand how incredibly stupid that is? I mean, that's like top level bullshitly stupid. Like, what the fuck were you thinking? Now, this is completely just a guess from just me. I have a sneaking suspicion that the game company, Konami, secretly hates making video games. And they secretly hate selling video games. The whole process of making video games to them has just become so shitty. I mean, you've been making games since the NES. I mean, you weren't always great. Simon's Quest sucked ass, that's obvious, whatever. But then you come to the future, to the point where, you can do a really good job, so as long as you put your heart and soul into it, and you just don't. Instead, you just release games, and I have to assume you're doing it for greed. I have to assume you're doing it for money, because I have not seen anything to the contrary. Anyway, though, enough about, the history. I'm here to complain about them canceling Silent Hill. And the one thing that got me, the most is that not only did they cancel, they just canceled Silent Hill, they also got rid of the demo. That in itself is dumb. The demo was nothing like how the video game was going to be. Not even that it matters, the video game didn't even get released. You could have kept the demo and still made a Silent Hill game. Granted, it wouldn't be Silent Hills with Guillermo del Toro and Norman Reedus and Hideo Kojima, whatever, that's fine. But you still could have released a new Silent Hills game. Why wouldn't you do that? Why would you get rid of everything? You could have kept the demo to hype it. You could have messed around with the demo. You could have hid things. You could have released different demos. You could have used that to hype the game. And on top of hyping it, you could have also used it to, entertain gamers as they were waiting for your new Silent Hill game. But you can't do that now. You got rid of it, and now everyone's pissed off at you because you got rid of the demo as well. I don't get it. One of the worst things for me personally is that Konami won't even really talk about what's going on with Kojima Productions. Instead, they have this thing where they're like, oh, he's still committed to working on it. He's still working on it. This man has said in the past he doesn't want to do Metal Gear games anymore. And now all of a sudden, 80 Metal Gear games later, his name's being taken off of so many projects. that right there leads me to believe that there actually is something going on. So I don't take Konami's word at face value anymore. They are obviously not telling us the truth. And even then, you know, like when they were talking to other game journalists, they wouldn't even say if, you know, Kojima was a full-time employee or if he was a contractor. I mean, that right there, how can you not say that? If he's working full-time for you making video games, then how come you don't say that? Why act so, you know, closed up about it? And it leads me to believe it's because they're fucking lying. It's because Kojima doesn't want to work with them anymore, because they're not giving him, you know, any creative freedom. This man probably doesn't want to make Metal Gear anymore. Probably said he doesn't want to make, you know, any more after Phantom Pain, and they said, well, fine, if you're not going to make Metal Gear games for us, then you can get the fuck out. And I feel like that's probably what happened. But then again, I don't personally know. It's just my interpretation of the situation. So don't look too much into it, because that's just what I'm saying. It's not what's been officially recorded. Anyway, guys, that's all I have to say today in my first vlog. Be sure to hit the like button and favorite if you enjoyed this video. There will be more to come. I don't want to end this series. I actually put a lot of work into it so far. So I hope to keep doing it, and I hope you guys keep watching. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video.